King of the Road Productions proudly presents a special Pat Boone and Family Part 2 episode of the Jim King of the TV show, Southeast Texas Style. This episode features another exclusive sit-down with the legendary Pat Boone.
And by the way, we talk about your crown and King of the Road. I have a killer version of King of the Road, and while we don't have it on this album, we can't figure out.
And his lovely and talented daughter, Lindy Boone. Brought to you by Tanner West and Texas Construction Resources. Enjoy fan-favorite segments, including the Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback, plus the Southeast Texas debut of Pat Boone's brand new video as our King's Country Music Clip of the Week from Nashville. And don't miss a show-stopping performance by Pat Boone himself, taking center stage in the Royal Spotlight. King of the Road. Howdy, and welcome to the Jim King of the TV show. We're thrilled to bring you the best in Southeast Texas entertainment, airing on Fox 4, the CW, Strike TV, plus streaming on YouTube. I'm Jim King of the Road, and you're tuned into the best little TV show in Texas. Before we kick off this week's show, I want to take a moment to honor my friend Don Rollins, co-writer of It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere, who recently passed away. It's a heartbreaking loss, and next week we'll dedicate an entire episode to celebrating his incredible legacy. If you love real country music like Don's, you've got to check out King's Country Internet Radio. It's your go-to destination for a perfect blend of classic and contemporary country, streaming 24/7 with crystal clear sound and true local flavor. No mainstream fluff, just authentic country handpicked by folks who live and breathe the genre. Whether you're on the road, at work, or just unwinding, King's Country keeps the good times rolling. In less than 100 years, radio has come a long, long way. We've gone from this to this. Alexa, play King's Country on TuneIn.
King's Country from TuneIn.
And this. Now you can stream us everywhere. Listen anytime, anywhere, on your computer, smart speaker, mobile device, or in your car via Bluetooth. Stream worldwide on TuneIn, iTunes, Live 365, or directly at kingscountry.net. And don't miss the award-winning Jim King of the Radio show, airing middays on King's Country, a fan favorite that truly rocks. Now stay tuned as we welcome back the legendary Pat Boone. This episode took home Best Individual Episode Award at the 2024 Press Club of Southeast Texas Excellence in Media and Newsmaker of the Year Awards in Beaumont. So buckle up, we're heading to Los Angeles to visit with a living legend.
Hey, Ritz, bestest food there is.
Last week, we zoomed off to Beverly Hills, California to visit with the legendary Pat Boone. King of the Road. You are amazing. 70 years. You've been doing this longer than I've been alive, Pat.
Yes. My first record was 1955, and that goes back a whale of a long way, and so that is 70 years of recording.
Well, do you ever stop and pinch yourself after 70 years in the entertainment business? Because you've seen a lot of changes. I mean, just in the last 20 years with the digital technology. And when you started, they just had the old phonograph records and then the cassettes and 8 tracks. And now this digital thing has just blown it wide open, and artificial intelligence coming up. I mean, what do you think about all these changes, Pat?
I used to kid Andy Williams about this, that we'd known each other for our whole careers back when we were recording on cylinders. Yeah. In some cases, you could put one in a piano, a player piano, but no, it was all discs when I first started, and all monaural. There was no, you couldn't go in and fix anything. If you were going to put out a record, it had to be a full take that you had done all at once. And if there were mistakes in it, but you felt it was the best take, you just left the mistakes in. And I did that in several records that I would like to, that were gold records, but I'd like to have gone back and changed a little thing here or there, but I didn't, because the feel of the record was in that particular take. But now the irony is, Jim, I've got 2 hit songs. One I wrote, the other with Crystal Gale. Yeah. And they're over country radio, but nobody's buying records. Now,
Did you put out a vinyl copy of Country Jubilee?
well, it's funny you mention that because
It's right there. There it is.
I have it. Who thought I might need this? But I'm telling you, Dana McElwain did a great job putting this package together.
Yeah, and there's a really getting popular again.
Yeah, and it is vinyl.
Uh-huh.
The only place, the real way we're selling records is letting people know that if they buy it, send it to me. I will autograph it with their name and mine and send it back to them. And thank God we're selling a few thousand records so far. They have to buy it, send it to me. I'll sign it and send it back. And by the way, we talk about your crown and King of the Road. I have a killer version of King of the Road. And while we don't have it on this album, we can't figure out other great country songs that we just had to pick and choose because I've done so many of them over the years, over the 70 years of my recording, that we just chose what loomed off the pages at us along the way because as we'll talk about, because I am a country guy. I grew up in the country, and we can talk about it.
Of course, I had to ask Pat about his days with Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. During the 50s, you had more #1 hits than Elvis himself.
Yes, 41 records. He had 40.
Yes.
But all, got to be truthful about it. I did have a 6-month head start on him.
Uh-huh.
But he and I matched each other record for record on the charts throughout the 50s. And I had 41 chart records and he had 40. After that, into the 60s, he took over. And I still kept on having some records, including chart records, but I had more than anybody in the 60s actual chart records because after 3 years, Elvis went to the Army.
Yeah.
And wasn't recording at all. And then the Beatles, after 3 years, began to just put out albums and not singles, not to mess around with singles. So I still kept going. So a record I hold in the record business is 4.5 years without ever being off the single charts on Billboard and Cashbox. I was always on the chart with at least one record, usually one going up, one going down, for 4.5 years. And I don't know if anybody's ever equaled that.
Elvis and I, as I say, we're buddies, fellow Tennesseans, same kind of background, and he and I did seesaw up and down the charts. I'd have a #1 record, and then next week it would be Elvis at #1, and I'd feverishly be trying to crowd him out with my next record.
Yeah, I hear you were big competitors with Elvis, but actually became good friends, and I think you maybe even went to Graceland a time or two.
I did, not while he was there. My trips to Graceland have been since he left the building. A couple of the times at the annual, commemoration, I guess, of his birthday in August, and talking about the long relationship that we did share. But I never visited Graceland while he was there. But there was, when I did go there the first time after he was gone, there was an album in an album stand that had some of his favorite records there. One of them was Miles Davis, which I never understood.
Yeah.
How Elvis was a Miles Davis fan, or if not a fan, at least he wanted to know what Miles Davis, where did his fame come from?
This segment is sponsored by Tanner West and Texas Construction Resources.
Working hard from the sun up to the sundown. They can build it tall, they can tear it on down. They got the know-how, if you got the money.
But we got off-road dump trucks, several tracos, several dozers, several guys that are very capable of following the plan and getting it done right.
Hands of a working man built this town. Clear this timber and plow this ground.
Coming up, don't miss the Southeast Texas debut of Pat Boone's brand new video as our King's Country music clip of the week from Nashville. Plus, enjoy a Honky Tonk Texas fabulous flashback. And an unforgettable Royal Spotlight performance from Pat Boone himself. But first, we'll wrap up our exclusive interview with Pat's daughter, Lindy.
You're cruising in the King's Caddy.
King of the road.
Stay connected with the King of the Road Show at JimKingofTheRoad.com. Winner of the Best Design, Content, and Broadcast Internet Video at the Press Club of Southeast Texas Excellence in Media Awards. There's plenty to do, see, and stream at JimKingofTheRoad.com, including King's Country Internet Radio, segments from this TV show, the contest page, and King's Photo Gallery. Also, click on links to Jim's YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter pages. That's JimKingofTheRoad.com.